Hi everyone, welcome to your practice, this yoga flow for hip strength and stability. You might want to grab a blanket or two or a couple yoga blocks if you have them, just for support at different points in the practice. When you're ready, we'll come onto our bellies. You can cross at the forearms, grab opposite biceps here and rest your head on your forearms or on a block. And lengthen your legs out behind you so the feet are nice and wide. Give your hips some space, turning the toes out a bit. And from here, start to tune into your breath. So easy breath as you inhale, the belly presses into the floor without effort. And as you exhale, the belly softens, the low back relaxes. If you have any limitations you're working with today, just take note of those. Be kind to your body during your practice today. It's breathing easy here, a few more moments. And then we'll start to move, rocking from side to side here. We'll make our way onto the back. So knees are bent, feet flat to the floor as you lay down on the back. And let your feet be as wide as your mat and place your hands to your low belly. Begin to sway the knees from side to side, letting the hips rock underneath the hands. Just giving a little massage to the back of the hips, the low back, and into the hip sockets. And from here, we'll bring the feet closer together, about hip distance. Place a block or a book, firm cushion between the knees. Breathing in the belly. And as you inhale, let the belly release. And as you exhale, gradually squeeze the block and pull the low belly in and down. As you inhale, release from the low belly down through the knees, the feet. And as you exhale, squeeze that block and pull in the low belly, press the low back down. So just that gradual squeeze as you exhale, flattening the low back to the floor, and as you inhale, releasing the belly and softening around the block. About 3 to 5 rounds here is usually enough, nice and slow. And then keep that squeeze, holding the squeeze, but letting your breath be easy. So you'll feel your inner thighs working, maybe the pelvic floor lifting, and the low back flattening to the floor. Let your breath be easy. And when you're ready, release the block. Place your hands to your low belly, widen the feet, and take those knee sways again, windshield wipers here. Release any tension in the inner thighs, the low belly, around the hips here. We'll bring the feet back to about hip distance. Take that block between the knees again. And we'll take that engagement, squeezing the block, lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the low belly in, and now squeeze the glutes and lift your hips into bridge pose. Exhale to lower the hips. Inhale to squeeze and lift the hips. So you're keeping that engagement around the block. You're keeping the pelvic floor and the low belly engaged. And now we're working to strengthen the back of the hips as we squeeze the glutes to lift the hips and then release to lower. Breath as easy as you can. Doesn't need to be a very high bridge as you see here. Doesn't need to be really big. We're just wanting to get that engagement. And then stay in your bridge pose. You can grab the outer edges of the mat and shimmy the shoulders underneath you a bit. So keeping those muscles engaged around the block, lifting the low belly, squeezing the glutes here, and breathing easy. If you start to feel some fatigue, take another breath or so, and then release. Let that block go. And this time, draw the knees into the chest. The knees can come wide if you like, or stay closer together, and just rock from side to side. So taking a little happy baby here. Again, softening all those muscles that we just engaged, letting the breath be easy. Bringing the knees into the chest, grab behind the thighs this time, and we'll rock and roll up and down the spine. So keep rounding as you go back. And then getting a little hang time on the seat for a moment here, lifting the chest now. And then rounding to go back, using the core muscles, lifting the chest to come up into boat pose, rounding to rock back, just playing with this here. So working those stabilizer muscles, balancing muscles here, getting a little hang time. Maybe you stay and release the arms. Keep squeezing the knees together as you lift in the low back. Maybe if you like, you can straighten the legs into full boat here. No need to if you're not interested. Rounding back, little play, coming back into Navasana or boat pose. Again, any variation is welcome, keeping the knees bent, supporting with the hands or releasing the hands, and or straightening the legs. Easy breath as you can here, not easy to do. And then cross one shin in front of the other and fold forward and rest. So this might be where you place a block underneath the head if you're close to the floor but not quite there. But just the goal is to feel a release after that work. Sitting back up, crossing the other shin in front, lifting the torso up and over the legs and folding forward again. Might feel a stretch in the outer hips across the low back. Letting your belly be soft. And let's come back up, and we'll start to make our way onto hands and knees. Getting the hair out of the way if you need to. Grab a ponytail. We'll move into cat and cow here with a little bit extra. So as you inhale, soften the belly, lift the chest. And as you exhale, squeeze the pelvic floor, inner thighs together, low belly lifts. Inhale to release. Exhale, squeeze like you had a block between the knees. Lift the low belly in and up. Inhale to release. And exhale to squeeze. Just going to change my angle here. And then we're making our way into downward facing dog. Upside down V, you can pedal the feet. Shake the head yes or no. Let your arms be a comfortable distance apart so you got space around the shoulders and the neck here. Bringing the feet a little closer together, lift that right leg back and up. Toes point down, leg is straight. Squeezing that right glute. And then draw the knee in towards the elbow as you rock forward. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, rocking forward, knee to elbow. Inhale, up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more. And then place the foot back to the floor. Bringing that right foot in a little bit to center, and then lifting your left leg back and up. Toes point down. And then draw the knee into the elbow. Exhale, inhale, lift back and up. Exhale, knee to elbow, round the upper back. Inhale, three-legged dog. And set that foot back down, taking a little pedal here of the feet. Lifting your right leg back and up again. Draw that knee into the elbow, lifting that leg back and up. Knee to the elbow, lifting that leg back and up, push into the hands, knee to elbow, and then place that foot outside of the right hand. This is where you could come onto fingertips or take your blocks to give a little lift, a little space underneath you. Knee presses into the outer upper arm. So we want to engage that inner thigh. which is supportive to the hips. Lift the chest, holding this posture. So knee presses into the arm. You're welcome to take a different variation of lizard pose here. You see my forearms on the block. Welcome to bring the forearms to the floor, but the chest stays lifted. That back leg stays strong. Coming out of the posture as you're ready and pressing back, lifting that leg back and up, circle through your foot and place the foot softly back down. Nice. Take a moment here, move, wiggle, adjust, and then lift the left leg back and up, knee to elbow, drawing it in. Lifting that left leg back and up, knee to elbow, curl in strongly. One more time, lifting three-legged dog, knee to elbow, back and up, knee to that elbow, and then step that foot forward outside of the hand for lizard pose variation. So press the knee into that outer upper arm, reach your chest forward and press into your back heel. So one long line here of strength from top of the head through the back heel. Breathing here easy. Welcome to lower onto those forearms here, but keep the chest lifted and open. If you're rounding a lot, just come back up onto the hands. Easy breath here as you can. And coming back out of the posture, move your blocks out of the way. Just reach that leg up and back, three-legged dog, circle through that ankle, release, and set it back down. Nice work. When you're ready, lift your right leg back and up one more time. Knee comes into the chest this time. Lifting up and back, knee to chest as you rock forward. Lifting the leg up and back, knee to the chest this time. Lifting the leg up and back, knee to the chest, and step it forward between the hands if you can. Get your footing and then reach the arms up for crescent lunge. So keeping the hips nice and still here. We're just moving the back leg and the arms. As you exhale, bend the knee, elbows wide. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the back knee, elbows bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, and reach. Exhale, bend. Really strengthening in that right leg. Inhale, reach and extend. And then lower the hands. Bringing the blocks underneath your hands here. And as you inhale, lunge forward. As you exhale, straighten that front leg and forward fold. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. So getting a little bit of stretch in the hamstring here on the front leg. A little stretch in the front of the thigh of the back leg. Back to downward facing dog. You can lift that right leg for a moment and then come back to two hands, 2 feet. We'll take the other side, left leg back and up. Knee to chest this time, round in and up. Inhale, up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. 2 more times or so. Feeling that strength in the core and in the hips here. This time stepping the foot forward, get your footing, and then come on up to crescent lunge. So sink into those hips. Hips stay still. That front knee stays still. Exhale, bend the back knee, pull the elbows down. Inhale, kick through that back heel. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. So by keeping the hips still, not letting them bob up and down, you're really taxing, all right, that front leg and the hips here. And when you're ready, release hands to blocks or floor. As you exhale, forward fold, straighten your front leg. As you inhale, lunge into that front leg. And you'll notice that I'm lifting my front toes as I forward fold. That gets a little bit into the calf muscle as well. Just an option. And making our way back to three-legged dog or four-legged here. and we'll rest. Good work. Let's lift that right leg back and up and step it forward, turning the back heel down this time. And we'll take our balance. So you might hop that back foot up a bit. And when you're ready, hands can be to hips or reach up and overhead. Squeeze the inner thighs in and up like you had that block there. Lift your back heel. Maybe lift your front toes in the ball of the foot. It's wobbly. Let yourself wobble, but keep breathing. You're challenging all those little stabilizer muscles around the core and the hips here. Little smile never hurts. And then soften everything back to the floor, head back to downward facing dog. We'll take the other side. When you're ready, lift your left leg back and up. I'm not ready yet, but now I am. Lift your left leg back and up and step it forward. Turn your back heel down and come to standing. Again, you might hop that back foot forward a little bit. Squeeze the inner thighs, lift the low belly, reach up. And when you're ready, lift that back heel, get your balance. Maybe lift your front toes and the ball of the foot. So the more you draw into center, in the legs, in the core, even in the arms, all right, the more stable we might feel. The wobbles will happen regardless. Let yourself breathe, have fun with it, fall out of it, come back in, no big deal. And then release and step back, downward facing dog. Let's move right into child's pose. Nice wide knees, big toes to touch. Elbows can be bent, arms can stay overhead, or you'll notice here, we've done a lot of overhead movement today, so you might reach the arms back alongside you, letting your head rest on the floor, a blanket, a block. Let your shoulders round. Slowing the pace down. Come back to your body and your breath. Let's come back up. We'll move our blocks off to one side and come back onto the belly. Bring your forehead or your chin to the floor. We'll bring the legs close together, arms alongside us. And as we inhale, lift everything up. Locust pose. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Squeeze the legs together. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Squeeze the legs together, arms together behind you. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Let the movement last as long as the inhale. Exhale to stay this time. Back of the neck is long. And then maybe reach the arms up and overhead for a little more challenge. Reach for the opposite foot now. So I'm reaching the left foot to the right hand, right foot to the left hand. Keep squeezing the legs together if you can. If you can't reach the foot, that's okay. Just reach back for the air. That's fine. So you've done an equal amount to both sides. We'll rest. We're not resting. We're reaching back with both hands for both feet. Now we're resting. All right. So let yourself rest here. Make a pillow with your hands. Every exhale, let yourself get a little more heavy into the floor. Bend the knees, let the feet gently sway from side to side. Get a nice release for the low back, around the hips here, hip sockets. I'm going to press up, come to seated. Just to have a blanket nearby, and then we'll come onto our backs. Bring the knees into the chest. Just rock from side to side, let a little massage here. We'll bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide for supine butterfly pose. Now you'll see I'm grabbing for the outer edges of my feet. You are welcome to grab for the knees, the shins, the ankles. What we want to feel is the tailbone on the floor, the shoulders and the head on the floor. So having the spine supported, more important than grabbing the feet. Letting your belly be soft, letting yourself start to, or continue to slow things down here. And then you might separate the feet. The knees move towards the armpits here for happy baby pose. And we can stay fairly still here. Again, the tailbone reaching for the floor. Soften in the shoulders. We can also start to rock from side to side. So you notice I rock in one direction, straighten the leg, and then come back to center, knees bent, rock the other direction, straighten that leg, and come back to center. So let this be a little bit of play here. Coming back to happy baby. Softly breathing in and out. And then release. Roll to one side here, and we'll start to make our way towards another variation of Supta Baddha Konasana, or butterfly pose. Take your blanket roll here, a long enough roll to where you feel like you can wrap it around the ankles and underneath the outer ankles for support. So soles of the feet together, and the knees will be wide. And as you start to recline, you can take your blocks or couch cushions, whatever you've got, and kind of move them underneath the outer thighs so that the knees, the legs are supported. This is a restorative posture. We really aren't looking for a stretch here. We're more looking for feeling supported. So support yourself to where you're not feeling a deep inner thigh stretch or anything much really, but relaxation and rest. Hand can rest on the belly, one hand towards the chest or the heart. And begin to quiet the chest and breathe into the space underneath the hand at your belly. Breathing into the abdomen and breathing out. Nothing to do here. Welcome to keep the hands on the body or release the hands off to either side of you. Shoulders drop back and down. Allow the breath to find its natural pace. And you might begin to start to notice the sounds around you. Letting your breath come a little deeper now. No need to move at any certain pace, just in your own time. Beginning to make some small movements in the fingers and the toes. Rocking the head from side to side. Maybe taking a stretch, arms overhead. Do help your legs back off of your props here, using the hands to help the legs. Knees move together, the feet nice and wide. Just taking a counter pose here. Hands can rest on the belly. Notice how it feels to be in your body at the end of your practice. Notice how you feel around the hips and the core today, where we focused. Notice how the breath is moving now. Notice the quality of the thoughts in the mind. Begin to make our way onto the side body here. Support your head in your arm or on a blanket or a cushion. Let yourself be supported by the floor here. When you're ready to sit up, use your hands and arms to come to a comfortable seat. Of course, you're welcome to stay reclined for as long as you wish, but when you're ready to come out, move on to the rest of your day. Sit up nice and tall. Hands can rest in your lap or come to heart center as we close. And then reaching the arms up and overhead. Hands come to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, your words, and your heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I look forward to our next practice together. Take good care.